Now let us see how we can use significant figures in multiplication and division calculations. Okay, so there are rules. Whenever you are dividing and multiplying, there are rules we should follow. To report multiplication and division answers, we have to report the final value with the correct significant figures that has the same number of significant figures as the original number with the fewest significant figures. So let's look at an example. Suppose you're dividing 351.2 miles by 5.5 hours. How would you report this to the correct significant figure? If you do this math, 351.2 divided by 5.5, the answer you should get is this, and the SI unit is miles per hour. But usually you don't want to stop there. You want to report this to the final correct significant figures. Yes, you show the unrounded. We always show the unrounded in our work. For example, if this was an experiment, you'll show your unrounded number. But now to report to the correct significant figures, we are saying the final answer must have the number of significant figures same as the original number with the fewest significant figures. How many significant figures are in here in 351.2? There are 4 significant figures. How many significant figures are in 5.5? There are 2 significant figures. So our final answer must be reported to 2 significant figures because that is the original number that has the fewest significant figures. That is the rule that we follow in multiplication and division. Now, since our number is 63.8545, that's the answer you get when you divide 351.2 by 5.5. To report these to 2 significant figures, because of these two, 5.5 has the least significant figures. To report this number to 2 significant figures, we put a reminder here on 3 and look at the next number, the first value. Okay, after the 3 is 8. These are 2 significant figures. Technically, we should have said the answer is 63, but no. We go ahead and look at the next number. The first value of the rest is 8. 8 is definitely greater than 5. So what we will do, we will round up the 3 to 4. So the correct significant figure should be 64. 2 significant figures is the correct significant figures. So our answer is reported to 2 significant figures. Okay. Referencing the 2 sig figs we had in 5.5, which was better than the 4 significant figures which we have in 351.2. So again, this is the first digit after the 3, knowing that we have to keep 2 significant figures and it's above 5. So the 3 is upgraded to 4. So the final answer is 64. That's our 2 significant figures. So again, to remind you, if the first digit to be dropped is 4 or fewer, you drop it and drop all the remaining numbers. So assume our answer was something like this. Maybe we divided and we got our answer to be something like this. If I'm to report to 2 significant figures, that's what I'm concerned with. But looking at the first digit here after what I've boxed, it's less than 5. 3 is less than 5. So I'll drop 3 and all of them. And in this case, to report this to 2 significant figures, I would have just said 63. In our case, we had here 8. So we rounded up the 3 to 4, which is the second rule here. If the first digit to be dropped is 5 or greater, round the number up by adding 1 to the last digit that was retained. So that's what we did here. Our number was 63.854545. We wanted to report to 2 significant figures, but we look here, we see that 8 is greater than 5, so we upgraded the 3. Add 1 to the 3, you get 64. So 5, if the first digit to be dropped is 5 or greater, round the number up by adding 1 to the last digit, which happened to be these 3, to give us 64. Okay, so now to remind you about how we round off numbers, suppose that we have this number 61.2537, and I want to report these to two significant figures. So I know my 6 and 1 are telling me those are two significant figures out of this digit. To two decimal places, I'll look at the first digit after what I've boxed here. That's how I do it. I see that 2 is less than 5, so 2 and the rest will go away. The first number to be dropped is 2, but we also have to drop the rest. So I'll keep my 61. Okay, that was case A. Case B. Part B. If I want to report the same number to three significant figures, so I'll box my 61.2. I look at my first digit after that, it's 5. So that means I can round up the 2 to 3. So it becomes 61.3. The 2 is now 3. And that is 3 sig figs. We will later also drop the 5, 3, and 7. The first number to be dropped is 5. So now I have three significant figures. Case C. I want to report my answer to 4 significant figures. How do we round off, round up? So I'm looking at 61.25. Those are 4 significant figures from the left. I look at the first number after that. 3 is less than 5, so I'll drop 3 and 7, dropping 3 first. I'm keeping 61.25. Now I want to report my answer to 5 significant figures. So I'll take 61.253. I look at the first number after that, it's 7. 7 is greater than 5. So I'll round the 3 to 4. So my answer will be 61.254. And still I have my 5 significant figures in that answer. The first number to be dropped is 7. There's no other digits after 7. Okay, so that's how we do it. Let us do some examples on reporting significant figures in division and multiplication. Let us do some examples, more examples on this. Okay, so these examples involve significant figures, reporting significant figures in multiplication and division calculations. All right, so number 1, can you try this? Try to do this math. 23.7 multiplied by 3.8. I need the unrounded number, and then I'll need the final answer here to the correct significant figures. Do that, pause the video, do it. So I'm getting 90.06. Now in multiplication and division, we want to report our answer to the least significant figures, same as the one of the originals, right? So I see that this is 3 significant figures. All non-zero digits are significant. I see this is 2 significant figures. So in division and multiplication, we go with the sig figs that are the fewest in our original numbers that are being multiplied or divided. So my answer must be reported to 2 sig figs, so which is somewhere here where we have a decimal point. This is what I should have reported it to, but I go 1 digit more. I see that 0 here is less than 5. So I'm going to drop all this, and my answer should be 90 with a decimal point there, because if you don't put a decimal and just say 90, that is 1 significant figure. We only consider that 9. So this is how you report it, and this is the 2 significant figures. Okay, let's try another one. Number 2, do this math. 45.76 times 0.25 equals to what? Give the unrounded. We always want to give the unrounded, and then we want to give the rounded answer to the correct significant figure. Pause the video, do the math. So I'm getting 11.44 unrounded. Now, how do we report it? It's a multiplication here. So I need to report my final answer. to the same significant figures as the least significant figures in the original digits. So this is 4 sig figs, and then this one, remember we said any 0 before a true digit, true number like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 is not significant. So this is 2 sig figs, 2 sig figs. So my answer must be reported to 2 significant figures. Okay, so I look at my unrounded answer. These would have been my 2 significant figures, but I don't stop there. I go here, I see that 4 is less than 5, so I'll drop all these and the answer is just gonna be 11. We don't need to put 11 dot. Okay, now let's do some division. What if someone gave you 45.76 divided by 0.29? Okay, we need the unrounded here, and then after the unrounded we are going to show our final answer to the correct significant figures. Pause the video and do the math. So I'm getting 157.79 as the answer. Now I see that here I have 4 significant figures. Here I have 2 significant figures. We don't count that 0 is before a true digit, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. My answer should be reported to 2 significant figures, which is this right here. Okay, I look at the next digit, I see that 7 is greater than 5, so I'm going to round my 5 to a 6, and that's gonna be 160. No decimal, because if I put a decimal here it will be 3 significant figures. So 160 will be the answer to 2 significant figures. Now the other way someone can report this in scientific notation. Okay, and that will be 1.6 times 10 to the power 2. So assume the decimals here. If you go to the left 2 places, it's gonna be 10 to the power plus 2. If we are going to the right, it will be minus. So this assures you that you have again the 2 significant figures.